Bear Trickey.
So
let's reel you in here.
Yeah.
We're gonna reel you in. So how did you come here? I mean, you said you studied abroad.
Yes, I studied abroad very extensively.
So how did you come to Q Games specifically?
How did I come to Q Games? Well, after I did my mandatory 1 year teaching English in Japan, I decided I want to get into games. So I started studying. I got into a technical school to study computer animation, and I studied there for 3 years, just learning basic art skills and Maya and video editing and all sorts of fun stuff. And they had an internship program there, and it's quite different from like Western university like internship programs where it's like you go for like a whole summer or like half a year or something. And this was only for like 2 weeks. So I joined Q Games as an intern for 2 weeks, and that's where I test played racers, and I met Ogi.
Ogi-san.
Kurahashi-san.
Yeah.
And I basically hounded them about Maya and like art and everything. Oh, and then also Paul Leonard. So I hounded all of the artists basically at Q Games, and I brought in my like crappy artwork and like I showed them. They said like, "Oh, that's crap." and that's like the first time you realize it, because like you could be like one of the best guys at school and you have like really good artwork, and then you show it to professional, they're like, "This is just."
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
To be fair, I'm sure they did not say that exact.
No, they probably said something like. They sucked in the air through their teeth.
Sucked the teeth.
Yeah. So. And then I applied as an artist, like a year and a half later, and that's when I became a planner.
We guided him in the right direction.
Well, hey, it all worked out though.
Exactly. As he did the testing on races, we discovered that he was actually very good at like organising and doing stuff. Like actually doing a bit of plus alpha. Like finding new stuff and different things to find out in the testing process. And so we felt he was more geared towards that kind of generally creative rather than just solely artistic. Which is it's also the skill you need.
Jack of all trades.
I still like dabbling in art, but
well, it's important as a planner to be dabbling in it as well. So.
Sure.
And you've ended up being quite good at it. So
I hope so.
Yeah. And it includes a bit of programming as well, doesn't it? So you get a bit of programming done, a bit of art.
Yeah.
You actually do some programming?
Yeah, I do a lot of programming.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, nowadays.
Now this is one thing that I have not done since I've come to Q. One of the only things that I have not done.
But maybe in your case you don't have to.
I'm happy not.
Yeah, I think in your case, like you're like super on top of actually planning stuff.
The planning process.
And so you're like.
But perhaps you could learn that. Maybe you could learn how to program to convert like the bug database over to alpha.
See, this is what I call Paolo over and say, yes, we need to program to get the bug database from Sony. Yeah.
Sure. Oh yeah, I've had that experience.
It's quite complicated.
Yeah.
I think a lot of planners should actually, or game designers, they should really learn at least a scripting language and just know the fundamentals of programming, because one of these days you're going to be, designing a stage, and you're going to have to use a scripting language for that. Unless, it's really nice if the programmers make these really great, GUI tools that you can use and you can design the stage and export it. But in reality, like, if you know how to script either tool side or for the actual game, it's just going to be so incredibly helpful.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, it's always useful to actually build up, or even to know the process, so you can actually come up with the ideas for tools that even maybe you don't program yourself, but because you know the basic structure of programming, the power it can give you.
Sure.
Then you know what to ask of programmers.
Right on. Yeah.
And I think that helps a lot, doesn't it?
Sure.
So,
definitely. And you can also just, when you actually talk to a programmer, you don't sound like an idiot.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like 50% more likely to actually, do something for you.
Yeah.
So
it's important. That's also very important.
That's the other thing, for game designers is don't lose face in front of the programmers. Then it's just all over after that.
Yeah.
As soon as you get like one programmer who has like opinions about things, then it's like they'll just walk all over you. And
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
You need to work with them well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Never turn your back.
Exactly. Never turn your back on a program. Just do all kinds of nice, interesting, fun things. So, should we wrap up then?
Yeah, let's wrap up then. Please send any questions, comments, or suggestions to podcast@q-games.com. Check us out on the web at q-games.com and visit our forums at pixeljunk.jp. We would also like to send a special thanks out to High Frequency Bandwidth for doing our awesome intro music.
Oh, yeah, it's very good.
Yes.
Very good.
And Autograph for the PixelJunk Monsters outro music that we have going right now.
Oh, yes.
We can't hear it, but it's going. Yes.
I can hear it.
Yeah, you can hear it.
How many years have you had?
That's fantastic. I want that ability. And also, I thought we could drop our Twitter feeds. I'm at ARIELOTTI. That's Ariolotti.
I'm at Dylan Cuthbert, DYLANCUTHBERT.
I'm at Technodookie, TECHNODOOKIE.
Awesome name. And Duck?
I need to get with the programming.
Yeah, you need to get
Alright,
with
man.
the
Well, that's for next week.
Okay, next week there will be a Twitter feed that Duncan will create.
Yes.
Because people will subscribe to it.
Alright.
Yeah.
You can just make one up right now and then you force yourself to like choose it.
We don't know, it might be someone else.
That's true.
They all subscribe to this random person.
Sorry, I just hijacked your
Okay. Okay.
Hijack your shit at Twitter.
Beep. Okay.
Hijack your feet.
Yeah.
I think if we were talking about willies and stuff like that, it would
Willies is alright.
Really?
Is probably alright.
No. Once you start talking about anatomical parts, that's when it gets wrong.
This could be a collection of people called Richard, though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. A collection.
Yeah.
Is that a collection or is it a smattering?
Yes.
A smattering of
Flock. A gaggle of
a gaggle of
Gaggle of
It's a gaggle of
them into your
It's a
throat.
collection of men called Richard.
Mouth.